When Navy veterans Daryl and Elisa approached me for VA financing to buy a home here in California, they were still in the throes of relocating with their family from the Midwest. I had prepared myself to deal with challenges involving job changes and a couple of other issues caused by inaccuracies on their credit reports. But when it comes to VA, my underwriters, processors, and assistants stop at nothing. And after a difficult process, we closed. Listen to what these veteran buyers had to say.
I just want to say, Charles, I thank you for your professionalism and also just being in prayer with us along the way. And you came highly recommended to us by someone in the profession that's a personal friend, and we appreciate that. We knew that it was going to be a challenge just moving back here to town and not being employed right away. But you were able to get us in a loan, work with us, and even at the last minute when we ran into a problem, and you were able to switch a couple of days before we were supposed to close and get the loan approved and get it extended through the agents and everything. We just really appreciate that. We know that it was a God thing, and you worked very hard to get that process closed. Not everybody knows the VA process and know the things that you need to have in place and know the process. And I think it's very important to have someone that's experienced in VA loans and know the different things that could come up 11th hour, and have someone else, such as another lender, that they can switch to immediately and not leave you in a lurch. So I think that's very important. And Charles, you're the man when it came to that. We appreciate you, and we will definitely refer others.
Now, previous to closing on their home, these veteran buyers had gone into the escrow process on another home, which began to encounter problems. And something they hadn't told me were their plans to begin to hold Bible study gatherings in their home and eventually start a full gospel church. And so when Daryl was torn between two different homes, here's what he says he did. Listen.
We have seen a house that we liked. When we saw this house, again, we fell in love with this house. And I heard the Lord speak to my heart and ask which house that I wanted. And I told him, I wasn't sure, so I asked my 10-year-old son, and he gave me guidance, and he said he liked this house. And I told the Lord we wanted this house. So going into the whole process, I believe that God truly answered prayers. And even though, as Charles was working with us and he kept doing different scenarios for us, again, everything was just a peace of mind, knowing that God had connected us with a loan agent that believed in us, and here we are enjoying our home.
It's heartwarming to hear these vets say repeatedly that I believed in them. And I have to tell you, despite challenge after challenge, when I looked at their file before leaving the office each night, every time I did, I was overcome with a sense of this is a good loan. These vets deserve to get their keys, and I am going to make sure it happens. Both they and I are so thankful we closed, and they are now moved in and living in a beautiful home of their own.